Okay, we got Cindy Sheehan in studio with us right now for the next 45 minutes or so. Then I'm going to open the phones up again. We'll open the phones up while she's here with us, but not in this segment. For everybody that's patiently holding on the line, the toll-free number to join us is 1-800-259-9231. Look, 12 months ago, we had listeners have the idea for a money bomb. They saw Ron Paul do it. They saw Democrats do it. They saw Republicans do it. Tens of millions of dollars raised. And they said, Alex, you need to get a bigger studio, get bigger offices, make more films. You need to do a TV show. You need to get on direct TV dish. Well, this is what we did in a year. It took me 3 months to find a studio after the money bomb. That's pretty quick. Find a building, 7,800 square feet. A couple months to get moved in, to get it renovated. A couple months to build the studios. We've been in here about 5-6 months. And we built the radio/TV studios, and I thought I'd build a little studio out there for TV, but it's not really big enough, I've been told. It's very small out there. We did a tour, and the videos on Infowars of me explaining that. And the space right next to us is available, and unfortunately, but also fortunately, because the economy's imploding, it's the same amount of square feet as this, but for about 35-40% of the cost. 7,000 plus square feet for $3,000 a month. So we've already got enough from the money bomb to do that, but we're in negotiations with them, and then when they figure out you want it, then they, but we're probably getting the space right next to us. We may get something else in this complex. The point is already $100,000 has come in. It's up on the board. You can watch it changing every few minutes as it goes up at InfowarsMoneybomb.com. But our bandwidth a year costs over $300,000, and that's very inexpensive bandwidth we're buying from big CDNs. Same folks Google gets theirs from. That's how big we've gotten, $30,000 a month in bandwidth. It's about $22,000 in bandwidth, and then IT total. It's about $30,000 a month. That is a very hard nut to crack, and I don't like getting up here on the air every day and this product, that product, get this, get that, but that's what funds us. I put my films out for free. And that's why they go so viral, is because I put them out for free and I promote their free. Endgame, The Obama Deception, Truth Rising, Terror Storm. These are the #1 films online, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Well, we're going to start putting out more and more films. And we're going to get more aggressive and hire a couple more video editors, a couple more webmasters, get a bigger space, do the full TV deal, and, fund that with other funds I have coming in. $250,000 is very small. Most real studios, each camera is $50,000. You only have 4 cameras, so that's $200,000 right there. We've got little $4,000, $5,000 cameras, but we're doing it on the cheaps. The issue is we need $250,000 minimum to be able to really go to the next level, and hopefully folks are going to do that. It looks like you are stepping up to the plate. But the P.O. box is up there. You can still mail stuff to us. You can call the toll-free number to donate. Today. This is running through from 11 a.m. today to 11 a.m. tomorrow, and almost $100,000 has come in just the last few hours. Very, very exciting, so God bless you. I thank you. We're not the government that takes your money and then gives it to bomb makers and pays 3 times what a cruise missile's worth to GE that owns NBC, and then NBC puts out pro-war propaganda. That's government paid for. Or the open government money that is paid tens of billions a year for propaganda and fake media by both political parties. We're here asking for the support, and you are stepping up to the plate. So I want to thank all of you that have donated, and I want to encourage all of you out there. Who else is fighting this hard? Who else has this big of an effect? Nobody like Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and the films and books and all the things we do and all the things we've expanded here. So I want to thank all of you that have supported us, the PrisonPlanet.tv members, folks that have bought the books and videos, people that support the sponsors, and people that give on the once-a-year Money Bomb. This is our 2nd annual. And I want to thank listeners like Eric Nordstrom that had the idea to do this a year ago, because in the past I would shrink from asking for money, and I kind of like staying small and didn't like the responsibility. Now I've decided just to go all the way, grow as fast as I can, do as much as I can, reach as many people as I can, and pump all the profits right back into expanding our fight against the globalists and the New World Order, because my children have no future, and your children have no future. None of us have any future if we don't turn this around. So InfowarsMoneybomb.com or Infowars.com. Link through and give in the June 11th, 2009 Money Bomb. It is going right now. I'm going to do an hour of overdrive today to take calls just on the Money Bomb from listeners. So we'll be going live till 4 o'clock Central Standard Time today. And I'll be back tonight, 9 to midnight, sitting in the command chair with Jason Burmis, 9 to midnight tonight, dealing with the Money Bomb as well and covering all this other insane news I haven't even gotten to yet. But I do want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for your support with this Money Bomb. Cindy Sheehan, Genesis was one of the first places when you first got started. I remember before you were in the newspaper to interview you about your trek. And you're another example of what a motivated person whose heart and mind's in the right place can do. And you were that focal point that really made the war unpopular. If people can touch one zeitgeist or, one pillar, one point, one Rosetta Stone that really exposed this war, it's Cindy Sheehan and her great supporters in your story. The other problem and sad problem is if anybody can touch a zeitgeist or a keystone and say what has allowed it to continue and actually expand and really destroyed a lot of your work is Barack Obama. And I want to get your take on that statement I just made, but it's great to have you here with us.
Oh, Alex, it's nice to be finally in studio with you.
It is good. I mean, I feel like I've met you many times on the road and at Crawford and Denver and California and places, but to be here now in studio with you is so great. You've got the floor, but I'd like you to speak about the statement I just made about the parties, the betrayal, the false hope, where this country's going.
Well, of course, I think you're perfectly correct when you say that. I think in the summer of 2005, many people recognized that was going to be, the point that what am I trying to say? The popularity of the war of George Bush was going to turn. It was going to turn there. The tipping point. Right, the tipping point, right. And so many organizations came out to try and co-opt that movement, and they did co-opt the movement. MoveOn.org is one of the biggest organizations. It is the biggest organization that came out and co-opted it and used it to just elect Democrats. And now we have a... And by the way, I'm just interrupting. They gave you a chance to sell out, didn't they? They did, and I refused. Now, see, and in the end, they will be known for what they truly are, George Soros minions, and you'll be known as a true humanitarian. But I'm sorry for interrupting. No, I mean, okay. Maybe you should talk about what happened and how they used you, but as soon as they were about to get their... Rahm Emanuel has cynically laughed, we got elected on anti-war, we're even more... in some cases, more pro-war than Bush. Right. Explain that to people. Well, they did. MoveOn did give me a chance to sell out my position on troops home immediately and completely. And it was in my trailer in Crawford, Texas, one of the last days of Camp Casey. And, of course, I refused them, and so they cut all ties with me. Describe that story for those that don't know. This is key. Right. Well, this is history. Yeah, well... I mean, the war is collapsing. 80% are against it. It's totally a fraud. Millions dead. And... Bush has tried to demonize you. The neocons had it. It failed. And then here come the Judas goats. Tell people that story. Well, then, they sent out their big guns from Washington, D.C. to try and convince me to support, a troops home eventually bill that the Democrats were trying to push through. And me and the very dedicated people, we refused to support that. And we wanted to keep our position of troops out completely. And now we know that the Democrats were only co-opting Camp Casey to get back in power. They had no intention of ending the war. Just look what's happening right now. Nancy Pelosi is literally browbeating her caucus to vote for the war funding because every Republican's going to vote against it. And so she needs every Democratic vote. But 51 Democrats voted against it last week. So she's browbeating all those people to fund the war. And we have a Democratic Senate, a Democratic Congress, and a Democratic presidency, and we're still going in the same direction. And so I left the Democratic Party because I saw that they were the same as the Republican Party and ran against Nancy Pelosi in her district as an independent. And the system is definitely stacked against us and our voices for sure. Yeah, that was a rigged deal. Yeah, no kidding. So I'm more into, like you were talking about before, you just mentioned something that there's really no left or right. There's no liberal or conservative. Those things, those labels don't make sense anymore at all. If Obama's left, then what am I? If Hillary's left, then what am I? If you're far right, then what is, Bill O'Reilly? These labels just don't make sense to us anymore. So, Alex, I want to ask you a question because I do have my own radio show now. also, so a lot of times I get to ask questions.
Oh, good. Yeah. I like being interviewed. I actually do better when I get interviewed. Yeah.
I'm going to be on the air in Dallas on Sundays at 3 now, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, good.
On Rational Radio. Yeah, they need to hear this voice. What do you call yourself? What do you call yourself? You know, politically, economically, socially?
Anti-slavery.